السلام عليكم. electricity الكهرباء ما نعرفه what we know. We know the uses of electricity in lighting, electric motors and heating. So we know it is the thing that produces light, movement and heat. Now we also know that it does that for us with one condition, that we understand and respect the laws by which it operates. We'll try and cover some of the basics in here. We start with the smallest part of any element, the atom. The element is a substance that is formed by one type of atoms. The smallest part that we can call an element is the atom. This here is a simplified depiction of an atom and its electrons. This drawing gives an idea about the atom's parts and state. We'll see later a three-dimensional shape of atoms. If we look at this oxygen atom, notice the protons in red and the orbiting yellow electrons. For electricity, the electrons in the last orbit is what we study in the atom. Science tells us that when the outer shell electron is pushed out of its orbit by forces that we'll study later, this electron is what is called a free electron. If we provide and control a path for the moving free electrons, we get light, heat, motors, and other useful things. Let us see what is the electron. The electron is a part of the atom, and the parts of the atom are the nucleus or the heavy center, and it contains protons and neutrons. I've drawn the protons in red here. Protons are positive, which means that it attracts the negatively charged electrons. Now, the neutrons in white here are also in the nucleus, and these are chargeless, and it's possible for its number to change. So they are not like the protons. The number of protons is fixed. As for the electrons, this is an electron, this is an electron, this is an electron, this is an electron. The number of electrons equals the number of protons, or the atomic number. Each element has a unique, unchanging atomic number. The number of protons is the atomic number. Now, electrons are more than 1800 times lighter than protons, and they're divided between orbits around the nucleus. In the first orbit here, 2 electrons. This is an electron, and this is an electron. This line indicates the orbit. In the second and last orbit in an oxygen atom, we have 6 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons. Now, these electrons are negatively charged. All electrons are negative, 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 and the protons are positive. So the positive protons attract the negative electrons, like a magnet. We know that the magnet's north pole attracts the south pole of another magnet. Or we can say that opposite sides attract each other. For electric charges, we use 2 terms, positive and negative. So the electrons here are negative and the protons are positive. So this here is the structure of the atom. We'll study an atom drawing in which neutrons appear. Only the protons are shown here to focus on its electrical relation with electrons, which is the relation between the negative and the positive. Here we have the hydrogen atom. It has one proton and one electron. There is another hydrogen atom that has a neutron. It's called an isotope of hydrogen. Notice here the negative electron and the positive proton. So this is the hydrogen atom. So now we have an oxygen and a hydrogen atom. So this is what we call atoms. All of this gathered together we call an atom. We need to talk about the energy and behavior of the electron. In the next video, inshallah, we'll continue with that study. We'll see now a three-dimensional representation of atoms. Here we can see the atoms being built from an atom with one proton and one electron up to the bigger atoms. You can see in the black square at the bottom of the screen which element the shape represents. Also, notice the red boxes that indicate the elements that were built. So, this is a three-dimensional depiction of atoms. You can get information about atoms at Wikipedia. Next are the copyright information for this video.